Hey y'all, bunch of Puncha here, and I got some Blaze Blue cross tag battle footage for y'all here today. So part of the reason why I'm playing this game again is that for those of you who don't know and for whatever reason are just finding out through this video, Arc System Works is developing a 4v4 Marvel Tag Fighter. So I want to kind of take the time here to not only kind of talk about that a little bit later, but to also kind of revisit Arc System Works' more infamous foray into the tag battle genre with Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. Um, Now I have an interesting history with this game. So for any like returning viewers, you might be aware that I'm not a big tag fighter guy. I played a few here and there. Like I tried Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Couldn't really like get into it. I did play a bit more of Dragon Ball Fighters, but that's because I had like other friends that really liked that game. But even as I was playing that game, I didn't I just really couldn't get into it in the same way that they did. And eventually, I just kind of fell off of it. So it's not a genre that I have too much familiarity with, but I do remember at least when I initially played Cross Tag Battle that I actually kind of did enjoy it. So I want to kind of revisit it and see like was there anything to that? Like, is there any fun to be had with this game, despite like a lot of the criticisms that the community I think appropriately does have with this game? So booted it up, played a few casual matches here and there. To, want to be like kind of revisiting the game post like its essential like lifespan, and I gotta say I still had fun. Um, it took me a little bit to kind of remember a lot of the different mechanics of it. Some things I had to like look up specifically, and you might even see in the course of the footage here me like utilizing new things as I got more familiar um, with the game. But no, overall, I would say I still do find this game fun. I'm sorry because I know that the FGC does not have favorable views about this game, that there are a lot of criticisms levied against this game that I do think are very justified. It's just I just don't think they bother me in the same way. So for example, because it's, to kind of inform myself, I looked at I do what I do. I kind of researched like why do people not like Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. Blaze Blue fans didn't like this game because it's not a Blaze Blue game. It has Blaze Blue in the title. A lot of the roster does feature Blaze Blue characters, but in terms of like translating the complexity of the characters in that game to this game, it's just not there. Like the characters are purposefully kind of like neutered or otherwise made like or otherwise simplified in Cross Tag Battle. And yeah, I could see like, granted, I'm not like the biggest Blaze Blue fan, but I have played the game and I can appreciate what makes it interesting. And I do see like I did have some fun with it here and there. It's just again not something I've really invested my time in that much. But I could see, yeah, if you're coming from Blaze Blue to this game, you might not have a good time. But I don't know. I guess I kind of knew going into it that it wasn't going to be as complex of a game, and I wasn't looking for that complex of a game. Certainly not now. I was just looking to just boot it up and have some fun with it, which I am able to do, all things considered. The other criticism that I noticed a lot online with Cross Tag Battle is that the DLC practices, which was kind of I even remember playing back in the day. It was kind of rough. Revisiting it, I did pick up some DLC in the past, like just to play like certain characters that I wanted to. But I remember the pricing for it got absurd. Like you had basically half the characters were DLC in the roster. Excuse me, and half the characters in the roster were DLC, and like even for like the smaller packs, if you only want to like pick up one character, you have to pick up the whole roster. Like you couldn't just buy individual characters; you had to pick up like a whole pack with them. So I have like some extra characters in my roster that I've just never touched because it's I only picked up this pack for like Hakumen or something like that. So I think that is kind of more justified now. Granted, given the current context of like fighting game DLC, I don't know if it's aged well or not. Kind of hard to say, but no, I think that is kind of a fair point. But if you don't really care about picking up any of the DLC, or you could just wait for a sale to happen, that's fine too. The only other like really big criticism that I saw was that just in general, it's a very simple game, especially for like a tag fighter where, if you're a fan of like tag fighting games, there's like better pickings out there, which yeah, again is fair. I think like if, I don't know, for whatever reason, I had somebody come up to me and be like, I want to get into a tag fighter. What do you recommend? I don't know if I would recommend BBTAG necessarily. Like I would tell people, oh, I like it, but if you want something that's kind of more indicative of what you'll expect in the genre, I would maybe suggest like UMVC3 or Dragon Ball Fighters. But no, I would say this game is still a lot of fun. I would recommend, if you're just like really bored and you want to like, have a fun blast from the past, yeah, I would definitely recommend picking up Cross Type Battle. They, implemented like rollback, I think like a year or two ago, or I can't exactly remember. And surprisingly enough, I was still able to find some players online, even some like newer players, oddly enough, online, or at the very least, players that I could beat. Like I could tell that there were like some like really advanced players playing. They were mostly playing sets just with each other, right? But no, you could still find matches, and I would highly recommend it. I guess I'll close out my little, my little this little section here by talking about my brief impressions of like the Arc System Works Marvel fighting game that's coming out. I'll, like I said, not really big into tag fighters, but I think I will try it out only because it does look really cool, and it has like a mode where even though it's advertised as like 4v4, you could basically, there's like they talked about like this optional mode where you could just have a point character and just 3 assists. Like you don't have to like switch off between them, or you could do the traditional like you could switch off between all 4 characters, right? And I don't know, I always like when tag fighters kind of do that, where they kind of take into account I only want to play one character. I don't want to necessarily focus on like completely learning like different characters like that. So yeah, I'm really curious to try it out. There's going to be supposedly like a simplified control scheme, which me being a modern player, I kind of again also piques my interest a lot. But I'll wait to see. I'll wait to see. I'm really curious to see how they'll build out a roster, especially post, not only MVC but also like Marvel Rivals. That's how kind of. I mean, granted, they've probably been developing this game for years, so they had like a set roster before like Marvel Rivals blew up. But you never know. Maybe DLC will be affected by it. We'll just wait and see. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me here, and just enjoy the rest of the footage. Take care.
The curtain has fallen. It's time for you to bow out.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight!
Ready? Take that!
I'm not done!
Take that!
Up we go! Pretty good!
I become my prey. Not yet. Face my feast. Winter's repose. Is that all? The mighty blow. Rage. Scattered squall. Is that all? What can I peace? Become my prey. This surpassed the tide. I won't fall so easily.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight!
Take that!
Fight! Help me out, Narukami! Up we go! Fire! Orbiter! Go! Narukami! Crush! Up we go! Orbiter! Up we go! I see you! Fire! Devour!
Just stay down!
Up we go! Up we go! Got this! So good! Up and at him! Up and at him!
Come!
Not bad!
Not yet!
Help me out here!
Push through!
As you wish! Your end is at hand! It's not over yet! That all you got? Crumble! Split shadow scare! Go! Explode! Orbiter! Dark Lotus! Fire! Dark Lotus!
Finish!
The threads of evil have been severed.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight!
Up we go! Orbiter! Slash! There! 1, 2! Coming! Ready for this? Blaster! Take this! Fire! That all you got? That all you got? Split shot! Help me out, Tommy! Black! Go! Devour! Take that! There! Up we go! There! And sit! Tommy! Ready for this? Up we go! Go! Dark Lotus! Consume! And sit!
Back down!
There! And sit! Okay, let's go! Simple! Not bad! Crumble! Slice! Come! Up and at him! Good! Is it not? Not yet! Is that all?
Finish!
Behold!
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight!
Here now! Show them! Soft!
Fair play!
Come!
After the try harder! How much can you take? How are you still stood? Not yet! See that? Come on!
With pleasure! Break!
Not good! Fire!
What's wrong?
Break! Come on!
Get
In there! Corkscrew!
Escape my jaws! Break. What's this?
Get lost! Come on! Sit down! Get lost! Jaw crush! Come on! 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 Disappear! Counter attack! Out of my way! Ready! Come on! Here I come! Counter attack! I'm not KO'd yet! Double over! Break! Take out! Foolishness! Not done! Eat this! Straight! Deflect! Break! Breaking my limits! Caesar! With everything I've got! It's over! Down low! Break!
Escape my jaws! Get down!
Not done! Straight through! No way!